Hey guys, welcome back to Confess It, Baby. I'm Jen.
And I'm Ileana. Hello and welcome to episode number 2.
Number 2, baby. We're excited to be here with you guys. And today, we are at the end of February, so we thought it would be the perfect time to touch base on those New Year's resolutions.
That's right. How are they going for you, girl?
They're a work in progress. I still have faith. There's still 10 months left, so we're good. Is it 10 months? I'm bad at math. Yeah,
Yeah,
10.
something like that.
Something like that.
And there's always next year.
There's always next year, but my resolutions they weren't necessarily resolutions. So the way I see it, this is the way I see New Year's resolutions. So for me, that word is like if there's something you want to fix about yourself, like losing weight is, we commonly hear that as New Year's resolutions, right? But for me, it's more like a New Year's goal.
Okay. Like
so
to accomplish something.
Yeah. So every year, before the year starts, I do a little list. I have a little picture, so I'm going to show you guys somewhere in the video. And I do like a list of like 5 things of like what I want to accomplish this new year. And I started this back in 2020. Imagine this is like before the pandemic. I started doing this. So I started doing the little list. Like, for example, one is like my dream job, like get the job in that field. The second one was like move out of my house, buy an apartment, whatever. So after the year's over, like I go back to these notes and I see like what I accomplished. Most of the time it's only like one thing.
Well, it's always nice to go back and see, how far you got from the
100%.
Start of the year. January 1st comes and you have all these ideas and you're excited to just get the year kicked off in the right way. And when December comes around and you're waiting for the following year, you're just like, okay, did I do anything this year? Did any of my goals, not resolution like you said, but did any of my goals actually come through? And for the most part, they usually do, believe it or not. You have a whole 12 months to make whatever goal it is that you have on that list come through for you. Yeah. And 100%. On your case, you have 5. So at least one of them
at least one I have to give. Like if nothing gives, then my mind was just like not in the right place.
Yeah. For me, this is actually my first year that I don't have a resolution.
That's kind of good. Like
it's kind of good. I mean, right? It felt kind of weird.
Because your biggest one you accomplished.
Yeah, my biggest one has always, for the longest time, has been to lose weight. Even before I gained the weight that I lost, it was always to either be more fit or lose 15 pounds or whatever. But that goal, that resolution kept getting higher each year. So I remember back in 2016, my New Year's resolution for 2017 was to lose 80 pounds. Then for 2018, it was to lose 90 pounds. And so on. Every year it just went up 10 pounds, never backwards.
That's good.
So this is the first year.
And you would accomplish it.
That I actually accomplished that. So just like you, I have goals this year set for me. Actually, I do have resolutions. I changed my mind.
What do you want? You just made them on your mind? Like,
no. Right now. We're talking about how it's going so far.
Exactly.
So my biggest one was to stop saying so much. Yeah. I think that's something a lot of people in Miami struggle with.
But you know why that happens?
Why?
Because you're filling kind of the air. There goes kind of. Well, actually, it's kind. I say kind of instead of like. It's or like an A like is like an So you're processing what you're going to say, and just automatically a Miami person will be like someone else will be like an but like we're like alike.
I mean, lately I have been saying a lot.
No, I don't know.
Like I need to stop saying
yeah.
So it's only February though. I'm working on it. At least I'm catching myself as I say it. And I'm making sure my friends and family members know as well, so that when I say around them, they're like, yo, like
stop.
Don't stay saying like so much.
100%. And I feel like there I go. I feel like it's just a matter of like processing like what you're going to say before you say it. But if you're someone that just like spits out words, you're gonna say the especially if you're talking slow. But if you're talking like really fast,
I feel like as it is, my brain is always going 100 miles per hour,
and you still say the
and I still say the
because you do it unconsciously. You don't catch yourself before doing it. That's
and when it's gotten to a point where I'm by the 10th I'm like, oh man, I think I've said it a couple of times.
Yeah,
and that's when I'm like, okay, I need to stop it. But that is one of my New Year's resolutions or goals, whatever. Yeah. It's a huge one. It could be an insecurity sometimes, 100%. Especially when you're in this field. And I enjoy doing tutorials, explaining how to do my makeup. And even though I do it in a way where it's not as serious and legit as some of these influencers do it, I don't enjoy hearing like every 35 seconds.
Like, we're used to it, but someone else listening can be a little bit cringy.
Yeah, exactly.
You can tell we're from
But hey,
Miami.
on the bright side, it's not losing weight, so
yeah, we're making progress here. Now it's the way that we talk, but at least we're self-aware. At least we know where the issue is, and we're gonna fix it 100%.
It's a work in progress, and it's a forever thing. Especially the longer I'm here in Miami, the worse it gets. Especially working in the beauty salon. No one there speaks English. It's only me and the handful of clients that do come in that I'm basically the main interpreter.
To be able to translate.
So when you hang out with people that are speaking another language, you basically lose roots with your
100%
other language. In this case, my first language is Spanish. So obviously my vocabulary lately has been a little bit inclined towards the Spanglish. Lingo.
It's funny that you say that, because when I moved to Georgia, I look back at my videos from work and I cringe because the accent was so strong. Like, my boss would tell me, like, try to talk slower. Your accent is coming out too much.
That's another thing. We talk fast.
So really
it has
fast.
A lot to do with it.
When the faster we talk, but actually, my last job, they told me the faster I talk, the more you hear. Actually, no, the slower I talk, the more you hear it. So I would talk slower. I would pronounce my words a little bit slower and, like, dictate, like, the diction of the word. Like, I'll say it fine. And they're like, oh, we hear it more that way.
Really?
Yeah, we hear it more that way. He's like, talk how you would talk to a person. I'm like, well, I talk going 100 miles per hour. And they're like, just talk that way. So it depends on the ear and who, like, picks it up. It's really
everyone
crazy.
is different too.
But I came back feeling like I have now an accent when I talk Spanish. And when I talk English is the craziest thing. I talk to Spanish to someone, they're like, you're Cuban? I'm like, yeah, like, that's my first language. It's like, you have an accent? I'm like, no, I don't.
Do I?
Do I really have an accent? It's so funny.
Yeah, but you see, that's why exactly it's one of my resolutions this year. I feel like it should have been one of my resolutions many years ago, but it really hit me now that I'm older and
you listen to yourself. You do videos like you're it's a playback. And
I'm having more conversations. Like, I'm networking more. I'm out and about. There's a lot of people moving to Miami from the United States, because Miami isn't even part of the United States in my mind.
It's little,
and they're English.
Cuban, other side of Cuba.
It's like Bimini. We're like the Bimini of Cuba.
Bimini of Cuba.
And Venezuela and Colombia. And all these Latin speakers, Spanish speakers are in Miami, and all of these New Yorkers are coming, Chicago people, and their English is so perfect. And I'm like, damn, I want to say coffee like that. I want to say water like that. Why do I have to say water?
But it's crazy because sometimes, I don't know if it's happened to you, they're like, I love your accent. I'm like, ugh. What you mean you love my accent? Like, please.
But don't you kind of feel like they're just throwing shade sometimes? Because that's how it comes off for me.
For real?
Yes.
If it's a girl or a guy?
I think a girl.
Okay, then it's probably throwing shade at you. No, actually, but I've had girls, and I think it's, like, genuine. Like, oh my God, I love the way you talk. Like, literally, it's been like that.
For me,
it didn't come off fake.
This moment lives in my head.
Really good.
A few years ago when I was in college, I went to visit my sorority big in, I think she was living in Mississippi.
Okay.
She was going to Ole Miss. This is a white school. Like, they have the traditional tailgates with the whole setup. And a group of her friends, like these 3 girls, really nice girls, they just kept giving me sentences to pronunciate and to say.
Okay, now that's pushing it. That's a little mean.
Oh my God, say
like
this.
A little mean.
And then, but then they would laugh. And I'm like,
exactly. No, if they were laughing,
are you laughing because it's funny, or what's going on here?
Like, I want to laugh too.
My Miami accent and shut up.
You wish you had this Miami accent.
So it could be an insecurity at times for sure. But anyways, enough talk about this.
No, wait, but I have a funnier story.
Go for it.
This one lives in my mind like rent free. When I studied abroad in Spain.
Oh wow.
So the Spain people Spanish, like their Spanish is different from like Cuban like street Spanish. Bless you, brother.
Bless you, Jason.
Because it's funny. Okay, so back to the topic. Because they're gonna hear a little sneeze in the back. Okay, so I was in Barcelona, so their Spanish is different from like Cuban Spanish in the street, whatever. And I was talking to like these group of like guys. It was like a group of girls, like with me and like the guys, whatever. And they're like, "Oh my God, you're Spanish. Are you Mexican?"
What?
There's nothing wrong with Mexicans, but the Spanish is different. Like, the accent is different. I'm like, they just genuinely think that every Spanish person outside of Spain they're Mexican.
Wow.
I thought it was mind-blowing. I'm like,
They're
do you not know the Caribbean exists?
Whoever those people are, they're going to be shocked when they come to Miami. If
exactly.
They ever come
I'm
to
like,
Miami.
everyone talks like that. I'm like, no. This is a Miami accent. This is not a Mexican accent.
This is a very Miami accent.
Very Miami accent.
It's crazy
100%.
because you can, if you're from Miami, you can actually point out who else is from Miami based on how they talk.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Mm-hmm.
Not all the time, because there are some,
Yeah, I think the ones that don't have that much of an accent are the ones that their parents came here very young. They spoke English good because, they went to school, high school, everything here. And they were able to, they probably still have a little accent, but just being able to communicate with their child in English.
It's different.
They lose that. Yeah.
They have that additional practice.
Exactly. 100%.
For both of us, I mean, I remember growing up, my parents have been in this country for over 35 years and they never learned English. Well, correction. They learned English. They understand it perfectly. I cannot have a hidden conversation in front of my mom because she will know what I'm saying.
But they don't talk it.
But they don't talk it. And I know she knows the words, and my dad for sure knows the words. My dad is not ashamed of saying the words, and it comes out a little, funny sound.
I make fun of my mom all the time. Yeah,
but my mom will not. And it's just crazy because I remember how I was telling you, coming back home after school and everything was just Spanish, even what we watched on TV.
Yeah, everything. So, I watched the novellas. That's where I learned my Spanish. Yeah, the novella Spanish was the best way to learn everything.
I mean, I wish my Spanish sounded like that. My Spanish is very Cuban.
Yeah, no, 100%. Me too.
Anyways, back
to our resolutions,
our New Year goals.
100%. Okay, so another tip I have for you guys, like, if there's not necessarily a resolution per se of like, I want to, start the gym, get more fit or whatever, you should do, and this idea did not come from me. I'm not that, that bright for...
You're not the founder of this idea?
I'm not the founder of this idea. I'm taking no credit for this idea. So I am a big fan of Gabby Bernstein. I butcher everyone's last name. Like, I am sorry, guys. Like, I butcher names.
It's okay. Me too.
She is an author, but she also has a podcast that's I was going to say Call Her Dad.
Call Her Dad.
She has a podcast by her name, by Gabby, whatever. And so she talks a lot. Her whole thing is about manifestation and like positive mindsets and spirituality, all of that shit. So what she says, instead of seeing every new year as like making New Year resolution, is making a desired statement. And what this means is writing down specifically what you desire for the year. For example, if you desire a new job and you want to buy a home, you have a sentence that would say, my goal this year, my desire, you start with my desire. My desire is this year is to graduate from nursing school and get a job as a nurse in the ICU for Baptist. And then with that, I'm going to be able to gather money or save up money to buy my first apartment and move out. Like, be very specific to the point that, like, when you close your eyes at night, you're visualizing this desired statement and you're manifesting it in your sleep, in your waking moment. You can have this sentence, like, do a little, like, a screenshot, right? When you write it in your notes, have it as your wallpaper, like on your phone, your screensaver, just have it everywhere. So you're going to have that clear vision of that goal every single day.
So she's basically saying to write out your story plan for the whole year, like what you see yourself doing and in all aspects.
Exactly.
Wow.
Like, this year I'm going to find the love of my life at Moxie's. Like, be very specific. Like, she wants you to be very specific to the point that you can visualize this. And it's like a work in progress. Like, you just got to visualize it every day. Think about it every single day until you accomplish your goal.
Quick little break. Calling out all the Miami girls. Struggling to find the perfect nail salon that doesn't feel like a factory? Well, we got the place for you. That Girl Beauty Bar, located on Southwest 12th Street in the heart of Little Havana. Offering gel mani and pedis, acrylics, aprons, and hair services that will exceed your beauty and self-care expectations. Get 10% off with code CONFESSIT when booking. Hope to see you there. It's kind of like what we talked about last week with the whole lucky girl syndrome. It's basically the same concept as manifestation. You create this ideal image of what you want to accomplish and you just become positive about it. You have a positive outlook and you don't look back.
Yeah, 100%. But with the lucky girl syndrome, it's more of putting like that I am so lucky for this.
Like I'm going to marry Justin Bieber after he gets a divorce.
Yeah, but putting the lucky, so like I'm so lucky for marrying.
Oh, so it has to include the lucky.
It has to. Yeah, necessary. That's kind of how I've been seeing people talk about it on TikTok.
Whereas manifestation is I will marry this person. I will do this.
I will do this. I will do that this year. That's kind of
I like that more.
The difference. Yeah.
Because I never really feel lucky.
Yeah. No, but don't say that.
Okay.
There you go with the negativity.
Maybe that should be my New Year's resolution for 2024.
No, yes. No negativity here. You gotta feel lucky, and
we're so lucky.
That's why you don't feel lucky, because you say you don't feel lucky. So you gotta feel lucky.
But I'm gonna manifest other things.
But you gotta feel lucky. So you gotta set an example for the listeners right now. Okay?
These are a lot of concepts
learning.
Right now. We have the lucky girl
concept.
syndrome, manifestation. What's another term?
No, it's just those two.
Those two
are the big ones.
One is more than enough for me.
Yeah, but another thing with that is that let's say you use the lucky girl syndrome of saying like I'm so lucky for this and that, but you say it at one time, whatever, and just like put it in the back of your mind, but like consciously, like it's still there, but it's not something you're cracking your head open for every single day. Same thing goes with manifestation and the desire statement. You're seeing it, it's a reminder, but it's not. You're not cracking your head open to like get it done. Like,
with this Gabby girl,
mm-hmm.
Is her concept all about writing it down once and that's it, revisiting at the end of the year, or do you constantly revisit that?
You kind of goal? In a way still constantly like go back to it, because she mentions like you can put this desired statement in like your notes.
Okay.
I have mine in the front of my phone, like with my vision board. You can put it on your wallpaper on your computer. So like you're seeing it, like you have a vision there, but it's still in a way like unconsciously like working towards like the universe making it happen, but it's just there in the back of your mind, but you're not stressing out about it. Like,
it's just there.
You feel confident that it's gonna happen, so it's just there. It's just a reminder. You're visualizing it. You know it's yours. So
it's kind of the same concept of a vision board.
Yeah, in a way.
Or how I like to call them, a dream board.
Your dream board. She told me what was it? You're going to make your dream board? I'm like,
I need to work on my dream board.
I was like, what the heck is that?
A dream board is the same thing as
I've never
a
heard
vision
it like
board,
that.
But it just consists of all your dreams. So dream destinations as far as vacation, or maybe dream designer clothes that you wish to own. It's very dreamy. It's a very dreamy concept, and it's a board. Person. You get a bunch of nice magazines that sell things you can never afford.
So you like to do it. Well, you're a very hands-on person. So
I'll
like
craft it. I mean, the last time I did one was probably 6 years ago.
Okay. Oh, no.
But
like, oh no, she needs help. She needs to do this vision board now.
Yeah, no, I'm down to do a vision board, a dream board.
Oh, your dream board. I'm more of a digital person, so I do everything on my iPad
But that's still cute, because you create like a wallpaper and you put it like.
Yeah.
You create a wallpaper and you put it on your phone and you see it constantly, which
exactly.
I think that might have a higher impact than just creating a poster and keeping it under your mattress for the rest of the year.
In your room. Yeah, no, 100%. I like to do it like digital, put it
somewhere
everywhere,
you can see it.
But I like to refresh it every 3 months.
So do you make a new one every 3 months?
Yes. So I have a goal every 3 months. And like, let's say like right now it's very like winter inspired, because like I want to freaking see snow before there's no snow. And
but it's
like
almost
summer.
spring break.
I know, but like it's still, you see, it's one of those 5 things, right? So I still put it in there, and like... You will see snow. I don't know,
you're so lucky you're going to see snow.
It's looking kind of bad out here.
You have to be positive, Jennifer.
I don't know about the snow, though. It's looking expensive.
Yeah, for some reason, all of these destinations that have snow...
Oh, so pretty pictures.
Are so expensive.
It's so expensive.
Colorado is my favorite state.
And imagine like all the clothes you gotta wear, like all the sweaters, like all of that adds up. All of that is expensive.
Yeah, and it's not just having that in your closet. It's not like we have that in our closet, because we're from Miami. We don't believe in jackets and
so
sweaters.
That means there's a whole new wardrobe you gotta buy, and it's just adds on.
And we're extra, so we want that wardrobe to look
very
on
nice.
Point.
Yeah, and you see like the way the pockets and the wallet is right now, it's just not looking bright. But there's always a next year. There's always
a next year. And so hopefully this year brings goals that we accomplish that help us,
exactly
financially get
exceed.
somewhere.
Get somewhere in life.
We're going to buy a home next year.
We're gonna have another podcast studio.
Yes.
This is a work in progress. This is not how it's gonna finally look.
No,
it's kind of
this is
similar, but
this is a very temporary location.
Very temporary. If you're watching us with video, please don't judge. I know you're out there judging. Like, stop.
If you're also watching this and you can help us, you know, if you have
some
like
cute ideas, LED lights. If you want to collab with some LED
microphones,
lights,
cameras,
hit us up.
Oh shit! I touched it. It might have made a weird
might
sound.
explode your eardrums on the process. No, but on the real. If you want to collab with like some signage or something, hit us up. info@confessedbabypod.com.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we're open to all sorts of collaboration, friendships, outings.
Yes, a little bit of everything. So back to vision boards. You gotta hop
dream
on
boards?
that. Yeah, your dream boards. You gotta hop on that, and I'll make sure she gets it done.
It's coming. Next year we'll probably host something fun and make it a cute event. So
I have another thing here on my little list. Is there something that you learned last year that's gonna fit you good this year? Like, was there any lessons that you learned? That's another good thing that you can look back, at your previous year.
I have this thing that I started maybe like 4 years ago when Snapchat kind of became a thing, and it had its memories pop up and it showed dates. Every 31st for the past few years, I've been going back to Snapchat or Google Photos that also does a really good job at labeling dates, and just seeing where I started my year and how I went about it and how I ended. And last year, I think, not that I saw this through my pictures, but I learned how to be patient. And I think when I looked back at those pictures last year, it kind of showed me in my facial expressions, like how I started off the year so sad and broken, and I wasn't really taking as many pictures as I used to. And for those that really know me, I'm the type of person that even if I go to the corner, I'm out here like taking a picture, a selfie. Even when I was overweight, that's just the type of person I've always been. And going through the timeline of last year, it kind of made me sad in a way, because it really showed how I wasn't the same person as other years. I didn't really create content. Even though I was traveling all over the place. I went to Coachella. I went to Chicago. Yeah. I went to Vegas for a bachelorette party. I went to Charlotte or Charleston. I'm not sure what the difference there is, but it was the fun one.
Charlotte is North Carolina. Charleston is South Carolina.
Yeah, that really helps me.
You still don't know.
I don't know. It was the one where they go to all the bachelorette parties. Point is, I just had so many events and trips going on, yet I wasn't feeling so happy. And it was really around September, October, towards the end of the year, that I was like, you know what? I need to change it. Like, I need to change
a dark
everything.
Cloud over you, and until you change that mentality, that cloud's gonna follow you everywhere.
And it wasn't until now, back to the question, it wasn't until now that I realized that what I learned last year was patience all throughout it. Because I was living life the best way possible and experiencing things I had never experienced before.
You were living in the moment.
But I wasn't living in the moment, and I wasn't really understanding that I had to go through that to get to where I am now.
Yeah.
So
100%.
Just patience. Whatever you're going through, whether it feels like it's the end of the tunnel for you, or whether it feels like there's just nothing waiting for you, like goal-wise, and if you're a negative person the way that I was, I'm for sure more positive now. Mm-hmm. But it just goes back to that key word of patience. Yeah. And that's what I hope to carry on in the future years, because it really has brought me a long way. Yeah. So
100%.
How about you?
well, actually, I'm going to pick back after what you said. There's like this little like saying that my mom says. It's like, bad news come fast, good news takes a while.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, like, whenever, God forbid, there's like a death or something, you get that news like this.
Instant.
But when you're waiting for like a job, or you're like waiting for your loved one or something, it takes forever. And like, that's, you gotta have patience.
And the mind is such a powerful tool.
It's so powerful.
My mind, you're a Scorpio, so we're very similar.
Mindsets,
we keep things to ourselves. We hurt to ourselves. And, for me, 2022 was such a hard year because I didn't talk to anyone about what I was going through, what I was feeling,
you had it all
the failures I was feeling, to have an idea of what your life is going to be like, and all of a sudden everything changes. So it was a year of growth and patience.
You got to take it as there's something better out there, and that's the way it is.
And there's always someone that is worse than you.
Oh, 100%.
And we have to be grateful for what we have.
Gratitude. That's like a habit
Very
that I have.
important.
Very important habit that you should pick up. Well, that I picked up in the new year is just being grateful for everything.
There's a
Practicing
lot.
Gratitude every
There's a lot to be
day,
grateful for.
and we don't realize. But
I'm grateful for you.
I'm grateful for you too.
Thank
you. To be here. So what I learned, my lessons from last year, right? So last year started off for me so different. Like I was at a point that I felt like life can't get any better than this. Like I was on my high. I was on a high, and then all of a sudden I started going like this.
Yeah.
Just slowly, till I reached like the breaking point. Like I was struggling to pay bills. Like I missed my family, and
this was when you were living alone.
Yeah, when I was living in Southwest Florida. So that's when I was like, you know what? I'm just going to leave it all behind. I'm just going to take my chances out there. So I left everything. And I have no regrets. No regrets. So my lesson is like, listen to the little voice in the back of your mind. Even though it may be like a crazy jump what that little voice wants you to do, just listen to it. Just follow its flow. And I'm glad I did that. I'm glad I've been here for the last few months and I've been able to like to be with family. Like, don't take family time like for granted. When I was younger or something, we visit, I'm like, I don't want to go to another family party. Like, I just want to go out to the club with my friend. Like, no, like, you don't know if grandma and grandpa's going to bring you here around in the next few months.
Life is too short.
Life is too short. Like, don't take those family times for granted. Just live in the present. So that's the biggest lesson I learned. Live in the present. Enjoy the time.
And I think this is something we start to learn after we turn 23, 24, after college.
Honestly, it hit me like until like 25, 26.
Yeah. No, but after you graduate college, when you find yourself, you know, being more independent and, you know, your parents have higher expectations of you of kind of just starting your own life and doing your own thing. And it's really then when you realize, oh shit, like I have an amazing support system. I need to make the most out of this, hang out with them. Yeah. It's crazy. I'm glad you're back though. I've never been away from home ever. So
I feel like it's an experience on its own.
Yeah.
It's an experience, and
especially when it's not for school. You went away for work. So it's not like you were hanging out on campus and making new friends and all of that.
Exactly. You're like moving out as an adult, so it's a little bit harder.
It's different.
But like my job was so time consuming, so busy that like it flew by. Not once did I feel lonely. Like my cousin was actually asking me this yesterday. She's like, I feel so lonely in my new home. How do you not feel lonely when you left? I'm like, nah, I felt fine.
You were always busy.
I was so busy that I didn't have time to feel lonely. When I was by myself, with my dog, I was just sleeping, like, and then wake up the next day, and I was in social settings, always talking to people, and like, or surrounded by people all the damn time. So I never felt alone.
So it was mostly just missing home, and
it was just missing home, just missing like my parents, but. As far as just feeling like I have comfort in my own like loneliness. Like, I'm comfortable. You enjoy being alone. I enjoy it. So I never felt alone like to the point that like I wanted someone to live with me. Like, I feel fine.
I'm kind of the same way, but I can't confirm that because I've never lived out. Yeah, you haven't. Like of Miami basically. But I do think we're very similar when it comes to that because I enjoy being alone so much. I get overwhelmed when I hang out with someone for too much.
Yeah. Especially if there's people that suck your energy.
Yes, at work. You know, I love everyone I work with. Every job I've had so far, I've been lucky and blessed enough to get along with everyone. But just sometimes certain clients or certain situations or just days that you wake up and you're like, oh, I don't want to do this. And it's very draining. It drains me.
It could be, you have to do a little like an incense, a little cleansing from the bad energies.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy the way that life works and how fast it goes, and the fact that we're sitting here right now after everything we went through these past 2 years. Honestly, everything we've been through since the pandemic, I think. Yeah. That was really the breaking point for me. I feel like
things happened so perfect though. Like everything just happened so perfectly.
Lined up well.
Everything just lines up. I think that's the way I see it. Everything just lines up.
And everything happens for a reason. 100%. Everything does happen for a reason. Even the sucky things.
They're lessons learned. Anything sucky that happens, it's a lesson learned.
I think, you know, when a few weeks ago, 2 months ago, when we hit 12, I was just kind of, you know what? I'm going to leave my negative mindset yesterday. I'm going to leave it in yesterday and I'm going to be more positive. And ever since the 31st on, I've been waking up feeling just healthier, I've had this glow that
Refreshed.
people are like, oh, you look so happy. And I'm just like, I haven't really changed anything other than my mindset.
Yeah, it's your mindset.
Other than my mindset, because I'm still doing the same things I used to do.
It's a positive glow.
I never stopped going to the gym.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I like the gym, but I never stopped going to the gym. I never really stopped talking to my friends. I'm a little distant. You know, I'm not the type of friend to call you every 5 minutes saying, hey, I miss you.
I love you. I don't need to tell you
I don't need to talk to my friends every single week to know what's going on. You can call me once a month. I'll go out once a month with you. We can rent, a Roomba tour bus and go out to Wynwood and die that night and then see each other next month. That's fine with me. I don't need that type of attention. But I forgot where I was going with this. Love yourself and love your people.
It's just a positive mindset.
I just get so into because everyone has a story. Everyone has, some sort of background and learning experience. And when you really sit down and have a conversation with someone else about, how much growth you've had and what your goals are and where you see yourself a year from now, it really inspires me specifically to just keep going and going and going. And I become una cotorra and I'm like,
you have to surround yourself with people that you like inspire or like kind of in a similar route or are in a place in life where you want to get to. Because you got to look up to them.
And that's the beauty of podcasts, circling back to like, the whole concept of podcasts. We hear other people speak of their experiences and their journeys and what they want to do in life, whether it's with work, relationships, a bunch of different topics. And you, as soon as you're done hearing that podcast, you get out of your car or you go to bed or you wake up, you start your day and you feel so refreshed and motivated 100%. From hearing these other perspectives.
And some are similar to you, and you're like, wow, they ran to that. They went, like, they experienced that, so did I.
It's like therapy. I enjoy talking to you every week, sitting here and talking about our different topics. And hopefully you guys do too,
100%.
That's the whole point of being here. Yeah. We communicate with you guys, talk about topics that you guys want to talk about topics that we feel some sort of way about.
If we feel curious, and maybe you don't care, but we're curious about it, we're still going to air.
We want to confess it all.
We're going to confess it all in all aspects because we have some fun, exciting things coming up.
We do have some fun, exciting things coming up.
We're excited. And I think that's a wrap for today.
I think we went overboard today with the whole manifestation and positive outlook on life.
Yeah, I think we did. I'm checking my notes, but I think we covered it all. Please show us some love. Please don't forget to leave us some ratings, positive ratings, some reviews. Follow our podcast. We're on Spotify. We're on Apple.
We're just everywhere. You can find us everywhere.
On YouTube as well.
Soon on your radio.
Soon on the radio. My camera died. Your camera died again? Technical difficulties, but we'll make it work. It's all good.
Yeah.
And of course, let's be friends on the gram and TikTok. And drop us your Instagram app below because we want to see who you guys are. We want to follow you guys.
And soon, it's not just going to be us talking. We're going to have special guests. So stay tuned for that. We're going to try to make this as interactive as possible and fun for you guys to actually listen and learn things, not just...
Yeah, because we want to learn too. Yeah. I'm always about learning. I like to know a little bit of everything.
It's a journey. It's a journey for us.
Fun facts.
Yeah. Your fun facts, I'm going to start making index cards. Yeah. And at the end of the year, when I make my dream board / vision board, I'm just going to make a collage of all the advice you've given me and the fun facts, everything.
I love it. I learn, I suck information in and then I like to spread it out.
We love that. I love to hear that. All right, guys. Well, if you have already liked, my camera died, so now we're talking
in the middle. Yeah. Hey, this is
our last hope. This is our last hope. If you already liked and subscribed, you're free to go, just like Dismissal.
Well, we'll see you guys next hump day.
Next hump day, baby. Next hump day.
Bye.